So this is the first leadership masterclass. Just in case you're just joining in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Just in case you're just joining in, and this is the first leadership masterclass we're having. We're having 4 sessions of this masterclass, and this will be the first session. The reason why this is the first session is because in leadership you need to first lead yourself before you can lead others. This is the first session of the leadership masterclass. If you're just joining in, welcome. We started quite late because of my system, but thankfully it's working. And just to say welcome if you're just joining in, as I said, this is the first leadership masterclass. We are having 4 sessions of this masterclass every week. It's going to get better. Every week is going to get better. It's going to get more improved. But this is the first session, so I just want to welcome you for another 30 minutes. We'll be done after 30 minutes. It's actually a masterclass, so feel free to ask questions on the chat. Feel free to talk on the chat because this is a masterclass. The first thing I want to say is my name is Wairi, and I am a lawyer. I am an author. I am a thought leader. At the same time, I am also someone who believes strongly in others' capability and potential. That's the first thing I want to say about myself. So if you don't know me, probably you just came across me on social media through ads, promotion. This is not the end of me. My name is Wairi, as I said. I am a lawyer, I'm an author, I'm a thought leader. At the same time, I'm also someone that believes in people and believe in leadership. That's first. Secondly, I want to say anyone can be a leader. Let me say that again. Anyone can be a leader. What is leadership? Leadership is the ability to see people, places, and things, not just the way they are, but the way they ought to be. I repeat, leadership is the ability to see people, places, and things, not just the way they are, but the way they ought to be. With this definition, you will agree with me that there are so many people who say that they are leaders and they are not leaders. You will also agree with me that there are people who think they are not leaders, but they are actually leaders. And with this definition, you can be able to check yourself if you are a leader. Because as I said, leadership is the ability to see people, places, and things, not just the way they are, but the way they should be. In Africa, for example, we have a lot of people who claim to be leaders, be it in their homes, as husbands, as wives, or in different positions. But truly, they don't act like leaders because they don't see people, places, and things the way they ought to be. They prefer to criticize and they prefer to put blames on the previous tenure, the previous generation, the previous dispensation, and not take responsibilities. Secondly, I want to also make you understand that for you to be an effective leader, you must first lead yourself. Leadership is all about leading you first before you can lead a team. In other sessions, we'll talk about how you can lead a team. But today is for introduction. So if you're just joining in, welcome. Today is for introduction on this leadership masterclass on how you can actually lead yourself. I have to say this, the first way to lead yourself is by building habits that can lead. Building leadership habits. Let me give you an example of habit. For example, when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? The first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? For some people, the first thing they do is to get up out of their beds, probably check social media, Facebook or something. For some persons who are religious, the first thing they do is to say some prayers. For others, the first thing they do is to pick a book and read. That's how habits are grown. That's how habits are made. So we have good habits and bad habits. Like I said, when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? The first thing you do repeatedly will frame your habits. Secondly, who taught how will I this is how I'm gonna put it. Let me put it this way. Secondly, I I many people have a default mode of doing things in the morning. For example, they believe that when they wake up, they should take their bath, they should brush their teeth. Some persons even know how to brush their teeth. Like they brush their teeth from one angle, maybe the left or the right. That's habits. That's habit. Nobody told you that you must brush your teeth every day, practically. But you learned it while growing up. That, oh, when I wake up, before I leave my house, I have to brush my teeth. So leadership is all about building habits. Leadership is all about building habits and building values. If you don't build your habits and if you don't build your values, you will not be able to lead yourself effectively. And just to say, there are some habits and some values. Oh, thank you, Eunice. Unique. Nice to meet you too. Thank you, Destiny Unique. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. So, as I said, for those who are joining in, this is the first stage of leadership. It's a whole topic. We can't discuss everything today in 30 minutes. This is for 30 minutes, and this is the first stage of this masterclass. The second stage of this masterclass is on Zoom, where we'll go on Zoom and talk in depth on leadership. But this is the first stage of this masterclass, and we cannot discuss everything here. Habits. What I want to talk about here is habits. How to build habits that can be wired to execute results. And I talked about how you have some default habits like, oh, I have to brush my teeth before leaving the house. Oh, I have to take my bath before leaving the house. And how you have some default habits like when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is to pick up your phone and maybe scroll on social media, or maybe if you're someone like me that prefer to pick up a book and read, if that's one of the first things I do when I wake up, pick up my book and I read a chapter or I read a page of something new, getting something into my head to start the day with knowledge. That's habits. And some habits can be dropped, some habits can be picked. And the habit you have will determine if you are a great leader or if you want to be a great leader or not. Thirdly, what I want to say about leadership is anyone can lead. Anyone can be a leader. You don't need to be excellent. You don't need to be an extrovert. You don't need to be an introvert. You don't need anything. All you need to know is that anyone who build themselves can lead, can be a leader. Leadership is first built. Many people say, oh, leadership is charisma. Some people say, leadership is people is is a gift. Yes, for some people, leadership can be a gift. However, most times, even the gift has to be cultivated, even the gift has to be built. So, I want to make you understand that though leadership can be a gift, but the gift has to be cultivated, the gift has to be built. Now, let's go into what I have for us today. I've talked on the foundations of leadership, and that's very good. Now, I want us to go into what I have today. Accomplish big things as a leader. How to accomplish big things as a leader. Give me a minute. Okay. Um, Great. Give me a minute, and then we'll go straight into what I have today. Hmm. Okay, that's the first agenda. The first agenda is how to accomplish big things as a leader. You should understand that as human beings, we have the ability to lead, we have the ability to dream, and we have the ability to visualize. Um, we have the ability to lead, we have the ability to dream as human beings. It is natural to want to become something or want to become someone. It's normal, it's natural because that's why we are human beings. So, how to accomplish big things as a leader? One of the things you need to know, though you are dreaming, though you believe that this is what I want, many people hallucinate. They dream, but they don't execute their dreams. To me, that's hallucination. Hallucination is when you have goals and you cannot accomplish your goals because you dream them, but you lack the capacity to execute your goals. That's hallucination. So human beings basically we all dream, but many people hallucinate because they don't bring their goals into reality. Take for example, some of you had New Year resolutions. You told yourself, "I'm going to do this year. I'm going to do that this year." You know, you had goals, you had visions. But this is June. How many of these goals have you accomplished? How many of the vision have you brought to life? A lot of people think they are visionaries, but they are not. Mm-mm. They just have dreams in their head and they don't know how to figure out the execution. No progress, no changes. You may feel like you are not productive because of where you are on what you're doing. But the reality is that many times you are stuck in stimulation. Stimulation. Now, let me talk about being stuck in stimulation. Being stuck in stimulation is when you have goals, but you don't know how to execute your goals. And that's where leadership comes to play. Leadership comes to play because if you build your leadership skills, you can be able to have problem solving skills that can help you solve your problems and lead effectively. That's where problem solving skills come in. And don't tell me you don't want to be a leader. Don't tell me you cannot. Because the truth is that everyone has the capacity to lead. Everyone is a leader, be it in the local level, in the family level, or even in the national level or international level. As I earlier said, there are 4 stages to this masterclass. The second stage is a Zoom meeting where we all do practicals, but this is the elementary stage, and you need to know how to lead yourself first. And I talked about habits. Habits are things you learn either consciously or unconsciously. Habits are what you learn consciously or unconsciously. Everyone has habits, be it good habits or bad habits. In fact, there is no perfect person. However, in this leadership masterclass, we are here to be conscious of our good habits, how to multiply our good habits, and how to debase our bad habits, how to reduce our bad habits. Because, yes, we have habits, good and bad. How to reduce our bad habits so it does not affect us and affect our leadership style. So, that's the first thing I want to talk about, habits. And the second thing I want to talk about is a vision board. Vision board. Has anybody heard about the word vision board before? Do you even have a vision board? I didn't bring my vision board here to put on YouTube because this is a YouTube channel. But in our next masterclass, I will show you my vision board. The vision board I created in 2025. Every year, I create a vision board. And as a leader, you must have a vision board because leadership is all about vision. There is no leader without a vision. Leadership is all about vision. And in my vision board, which I will bring in the next masterclass on Zoom, in my vision board, I had 10 goals I wanted to fulfill in 2025. 10. One of them is to write a book, which I wrote in February. One of them was to write a book. So in your vision board, you visualize what you want to do, what you want to see, and how you want it to come to pass. In the first, one of the visions I had was to write a book, Value Rules the World, a guide to, let me show you the book. This book, I had to put it in my vision board. I created a vision board. Yes, I created a vision board. I told my graphic designer to design the vision board for me. I created it and I put my face in. I said, this is what I want to do in 2025. Because something about leadership is all about having a vision board. And for you to be effective in this vision board, I'm talking about accomplish big things. For you to be effective in your vision board, you have to see your vision. You have to see it. You have to accept your vision. You have to accept your vision. You have to feel your vision. You have to feel it. You have a vision. Do you feel it? Because if you don't feel your vision, you may not be emotionally attached to it. You have to feel your vision. So that you can be emotionally attached to your vision. You also have to say it. Say your vision to people who can encourage you. Saying your vision is called the safe goals. Safe goals. SAFE. The S is to say your vision. The A is to accept your vision. The F is to feel your vision. You have to feel it that, okay, this is it. This is my vision. Because if you want to accomplish big things, you can't accomplish big things when you don't see what you want to accomplish, when you don't feel what you want to accomplish, when you don't say it to yourself in the mirror and even to people who can be accountable to you. You cannot accomplish your vision when you don't say it continuously. So this is having a vision board. And the first thing about having a vision board is, first of all, to ask yourself, who am I? Who are you? Yes. As a leader, who are you? And I don't mean who are you in the form of, I am, for example, who are you? And you ask a lady, who are you? And the lady will say, well, I'm the wife of Mr. Dangote, and I have 3 children, and I work in the bank. No, no, no. Who are you is a question of now and tomorrow. So that's where a personal statement comes in. 2 years ago, I wrote a personal statement about me in 3 lines. Who are you, Wyrie? In 3 lines, I had to define who I am at that time 3 years ago, and the person I'm becoming. So you need to ask yourself, and you need to write a personal statement of you. Who are you? And who are you? That personal statement is a statement of who you are right now and the person you are building yourself to become. So it has to be formed up of who you are. Because sometimes when you ask somebody, who are you? Like, who are you? Give me a personal statement about you. Many people don't even have a personal statement about themselves. They don't know who they are and who they are becoming. Or maybe the best they know about themselves is what they have achieved. I'm married, I have 3 children, I work in a bank. That's not who you are. That's not everything about you. That's not everything about what you want to be. So who are you goes with the you now, the you of the previous years, and most importantly, the you of the person you are becoming. And that also goes with having a vision board. In my vision board, which I cannot share on YouTube, but I will share on our masterclass in Zoom in the next leadership masterclass 2, the vision board, the first one of the things I wrote there is writing a book. My vision board for this year, I'm talking about this year vision board, writing a book. Another one I wrote is saving money. I had told myself I'm going to save an amount of money this year, a huge amount of money. Another thing I wrote in my vision board is starting a leadership session, a leadership coaching session. Another thing I also wrote in my vision board is starting an academic class. I wanted to earn a certificate. And I wrote about 12 things in my vision. And I just checked in my vision board. I just checked my vision board 2 to 3 weeks ago, or about a week ago, and I discovered that out of the 12 things I wrote, that this is what I want to accomplish in 2025, I have been able to accomplish 4 to 5. Yes. I've been able to accomplish 4 to 5 things in this year. So I want to ask you a question. When you go and check your goals, how many have you been able to accomplish? I mean, real goals, the real goals you set, because we're talking about accomplish big things. The real goals you set in 2025, how many of them have you been able to accomplish this year? This is June already. How many of those goals? Unique is saying something. Please, will there be a certificate of participation after this masterclass? No, there will not be a certificate of participation after this masterclass because it's a free masterclass. So there is no certificate of participation for free masterclass. It is a free masterclass. So there's no certificate of participation for all my free masterclass. It's only the ones that are advanced masterclass where we go into workbook and practical sessions and they are paid for that I do certificate of participation. But this is free knowledge I'm giving to everyone, and there is no certificate of participation. Thank you so much, Unique Destiny. So as I said, talking about vision board. Everyone should have a vision board. You should have a vision board for your life. And not just your personal life. If you are married, you should have a vision board for your family. Now, this is how I want my family to be. You should have it as a drawing or as something you see. I talked about the safe goals. Safe goals. When we're in school, we usually hear about smart goals. Your goals should be measurable. Your goals should be specific. Your goals should be time bound. Your goals should be realistic. But there's another goal called the safe goals. And in safe goals, your goals, you need to say your goals. You need to accept your goals. You need to feel your goals. And then in the safe goals, you also need to know how to execute your goals. You have to be able to do that. For example, I tell myself, another an example of safe goals. I told myself I want to start start studying for my solicitors examination. Solicitors examination here in the UK is an examination you write as a lawyer to be able to get into the British legal system in the UK. What should I do? So I bought the books. I started reading for the exams so I can become a lawyer in this UK. I started reading for the exam, but however, and I put a time bound to it that I'm going to write this exam by next year, January 2026. So I started reading every day, 1 hour every day. I put some knowledge into my head and I read every day for about 6 to 8 months. That's a good goal. However, Safe Goal says that beyond reading, if you want to sustain your momentum as a leader and build habits that works, you need to see yourself in those gowns, the dress of the legal practitioner, the solicitors in the UK. You need to feel the joy. That's feel F. You need to feel the joy that comes with being a solicitor. Being a solicitor in the United Kingdom. You need to feel it when they give me my certificate. How will I feel? Will I feel happy? Will I feel, oh, will I put it on my wall? Will I make it look nice and pleasurable? Will I tell my children that I worked this hard? You need to feel it. That's where safe goals comes in. You need to see, you need to accept that this is what I want to do and push yourself towards it. Push yourself towards it. Push yourself. You need to accept that this is what I want. This is how I want it. So creating a vision board for yourself is key. Is key. If you don't have a vision board, this is the second half of 2025. By July next week, we're getting into the second half of 2025. Write down 5 goals to 10 goals. Don't make it more than 10 that you want to accomplish in the second half of 2025. But don't stop there. Don't stop there. When you write them down, pick the first 3 goals. Put a timing to them. Put a date to them. Don't stop there. See yourself accomplishing those goals, one after the other, the joy it will bring. Accept the goals. See yourself working towards the goals. Don't stop there. If your goal is to buy a car in the second half of 2025, go into the internet and take a picture of a car, put it on your wallpaper. It always works. Put it on your wallpaper. Put it on your wall. A picture of any car, the color, be specific, know the color, know the everything. Put it on your wall. If your goal is to buy a car and you know that this is my goal, this is what I want to do, put it on your wall. The more you see it, the more it enters into your head that I need to buy a car. And before you know, resources will be coming. You start thinking of how to get the car. Even if you don't have the money, you start thinking of what to do to make the money to get the car. So that's one of the ways to accomplish big things, by putting your safe goals to work, not just smart goals. That's one of the ways to get this thing running. So before I conclude on this 1 hour masterclass, the first thing I said is anyone can lead. I'm talking about leadership from a personal angle. In our Zoom meeting, we'll talk about leadership in a team and how to build your personal leadership by building your habits. Because leadership is all about habits. Leadership is all about vision and habits. If you don't have the right habits, you'll be a poor leader. If you don't have vision, you cannot lead. Every leader leads with a vision. There is no blind leader. Every leader must see somewhere they want to get to, and then they lead their family, or they lead their husband, their wife, their children. There is no blind leader anywhere. There is no blind leader anywhere. And I earlier explained that leadership is seeing people, places, and things, not just the way they are, but the way they should be. So let's start from you. Are you seeing yourself the way you want to be? Because that's the essence of personal leadership. Personal leadership is seeing yourself not just the way you are right now, but the way you should be. Not just the way you are, but the way you should be. And it all comes with you seeing yourself. And many times, as leaders, we need to come out of how we see physical things and start programming our mind to see what we want to see. The truth is that the social media programs us to see what they want us to see. That's the same way you need to program yourself to see what you want to see. And that's the first stage of leadership, personal leadership. There are 3 stages of leadership. We have personal leadership, we have leadership, we have personal leadership, we have leadership by impact or leadership by influence. And the third stage of leadership is leading leaders. Leading leaders. So the first stage of leadership is what I'm trying to break down to you, because if you can get this stage perfectly, you can be able to influence others. And the third stage, you can be able to lead people who have influenced others through you to influence more people. And that's how it works. So habits are important for a leader. Vision is important for a leader. And vision board, having a vision board for yourself, for your family, for your personal life, for your future, for even your career, everything should have vision boards. And lastly, on this topic of leadership, lastly, is the ability to bring what you see into reality by taking pictures that are already in your mind and putting them. Thank you so much, nurse. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much too. Taking pictures that are already in your mind and putting them on your physical environment. And I talked about, if you have a goal in this 2025 second half to buy a car, beyond thinking it, oh, I will buy a car, I will buy a car, I will buy a car. Can you go into the internet, look for a car of your choice, the one you know you want to afford, the one you know your mind can take, your heart can carry? Even if you don't have the money, pick it, screenshot it, put it as your screensaver on your phone, or take a picture of it, print it out, put it on your wall. The more you see it, the more your mind is positioned to see how you can achieve that goal, either by looking for extra job to do, looking for something to do, or somehow the money is going to come out if you keep looking at it and thinking about it. The money will come out either by hard work, either by looking for a new side hustle just to get that car, Anyhow, you will become so reactive, proactive, and you will start thinking of how to buy that car. And even if you don't achieve it this year, if you keep looking at it, you will achieve it before the end, before the beginning or before the end of next year. So that's how goals work, and that's how you can accomplish big things. You have to accomplish big things by seeing it, bringing them into effect. Let me tell you a story that I always say in on different platforms on, and this has worked for many people as well. A story of my mentor. When he wanted to start his first radio station, he didn't have the money for it. According to what he said, he didn't have the money for it. But what was the first thing he did? The first thing he did was to take a picture of the amount he needed. The first thing he did was to tell his um, his group that, oh, we need to start a radio station. He told them. Then a few people came to say, oh, we own a radio station and we can broadcast for you if you pay us this amount. And he asked how much, and they told him. And he said he doesn't have the money. He didn't have the money, nothing. He said, okay, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. Then he took the picture of that money, he wrote it down, he put it on his wall, and he was looking at it every day. As he was looking at it, he was thinking about how to raise the money, how to get the money. He was thinking. Because the more you see things, the more it stays in your head. It's just a natural law. The more it stays in your head. Shortly after about a month or two, he got few ideas that was able to make him get that money. He got few ideas. And that's one thing seeing does to you. When you see things proactively, ideas drops, inspiration drops, motivation drops. Yes, there are times where you may feel down, you may feel bad, but even though you feel bad and feel down, if you keep looking at it, motivation will stir up again. Ideas will stir up again. Another example of seeing, which is safe goals, seeing things. Seeing. Another example, which is the last I'm going to give, is the car a friend of mine wanted to buy. A friend of mine wanted to buy a car, he and his wife, but they didn't have the money. They didn't have the money. So what did they do? They said, okay, they took a picture, the exact picture of the car they wanted. They went to the internet, they took a picture of it, and they put it on their wall and said, we will get a car, we'll get this car this year. They kept looking at it. They went to a car dealer shop that same month, and they just went through for window shopping, just to go through, let's see the cars you have there. And they saw the brand of what they wanted. They asked the car dealer, how much is this? The car dealer told them, oh, this is this amount. They didn't have the money. They said, okay, they brought the money, the amount, and they put it on their wall. Every day they look at the money. Every day they look at the picture of the car they wanted to buy. Every day they look at it. And from there, ideas started dropping. Slowly, it was not automatic, but it was slowly. Every money they get, either from friends, from well wishers, from loved ones, they put them, they save it, they keep it just to purchase that car. At the end of it all, they went to meet the car dealer because they are popular people. They went to meet the car dealer. This was a long time ago. This was many years ago, about 10 years, 15 years ago. They went to meet the car dealer and they said to the car dealer, you know what? We don't have all the money, but we want to buy this car. We want to deposit this money. Don't sell this car. If we don't bring the balance in the next 3 months, then you can give us probably 20% or 30% of our deposits and take the remaining one. And that was how it worked. Surprisingly, they were not even able to pay the deposit in that 3 months. Surprisingly. But at the end of it all, they still bought that car. That's the power of vision. Save goals. You have to see it, you have to accept it, you have to feel it that you're riding on the car. Visions will keep coming in. You may have tough time trying to get the money or trying to get the goals set, but something somewhere will click and you will be able to achieve it at the end of it all. But you must keep putting your eyes on the goal. With this, I will wrap it up by saying that leadership is for everybody. Having a vision board for your life would help you and save you from mental blindness and every form of blindness. It will give you clarity and to give you purpose. So thank you very much. If you have any question, please drop it on the chat. In the next 2 minutes to 5 minutes, we are going to take questions. So thank you very much. Question time, question time. This is the first masterclass. We'll have more improved masterclass on Zoom, but this is the first masterclass we are having. We'll have more improved masterclass on Zoom. Do you have questions? I'm waiting for questions. Questions. So I'll wait for about 2 minutes. If you have questions, please drop it. Any question on how to build habits? Any question on vision board, how to get the right vision board? Any question on safe goals, how to cultivate safe goals? Do you have question? Any question on safe goals? Any question at all? I'm waiting. Okay, since no one is asking a question, I don't know why nobody is asking us a question. Since no one is asking a question, we'll call it a day for today. I believe this is enough for you to assimilate for today. This is the foundation of leadership, leading yourself through your habits, leading yourself through your vision board to accomplish big things, leading yourself through your safe goals, which is the SAFE goals. You have to say it, you have to accept your goals, you have to feel your goals, then you can execute those goals, making it personal, emotional, having some emotional mental effects, not just smart goals, but safe goals. So, in the absence of no questions, I say thank you so much for everyone who joined today. In our next masterclass, we're going to do it on Zoom. Apologies that we started late. Our next masterclass is on Zoom. It's going to be practical and it's going to be advanced. So, we will give you the information on Zoom soon. Okay. Nurse said she find it hard sticking to do digital board or notes. Why? Okay. If you find it hard, it's all about building habits. Habits are built. You find it hard to do digital stickings or notes. It's all about habits. However, if you don't want to do digital sticking, there are other things you can do. For example, you can be listening. You can be listening to your goals. Yes, you can. If you are someone that likes to hear more than you see, you can listen to your goals. I can remember when I had a goal of going to school, and I had a goal of paying an amount of money. There was a time, and there are some other few goals I had that I didn't use physical stickings. I didn't even use hard notes. I used audio recording, and I made sure I programmed my calendar. I programmed my phone, my alarm to be ringing every 1 hour, and one of it or every 1 hour, or sometimes I program myself that way. That I recorded that I will earn, or let me not use what I will earn. I recorded that I want to buy, let me use this example. I want to buy a car. I want to buy a car of 500,000 naira by July. I want to buy a car of 500,000 naira by July. And I recorded it in an audio on my phone. So what I do is that I make sure I play it almost 8 times a day. 8 times a day. Anytime I'm going to the bathroom, anytime I'm trying to, I wake up in the morning, before I sleep, I want to buy a car of 500,000 naira by the end of June. I want to buy a car of 500,000 naira by the end of June. So if you cannot use stickings, if you cannot use notes, can you use audio? Can you use your WhatsApp? Record it and put it there and program your calendar, program your habits, program it to be, and put an alarm. 5 alarms, 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 alarms in the day, and be listening to it. It will program your mind to say, you know what, this is what I need to do. And before you know, you start thinking of how to buy that car. So if you can't use sticky notes, if you can't use pictures, can you use recording? Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you, nurse? If you are okay with it, if that's the closest thing you can get, put an audio. SAF, what does that mean? I didn't get that, Unique. Put an audio on your WhatsApp and put clock timing to your alarm and be pronouncing it yourself every time. Make it about 5 times a day. Maybe you start by 6 a.m., 1 second, 8 a.m., maybe 3 hours interval, 2 hours interval. Even if you don't get the 5 times, try to do it. Make sure you get like 3 times or 2 times or 4 times, and do it for 1 month. You will see that the energy will come. There'll be days where you'll be depressed. There'll be days where things will not work out. There'll be days where you don't even listen to it. But there'll be more days that you will listen to it. So don't be concerned about, okay, audio is good, great. So make sure you listen to something or you see something that will program your mind to your goals. If not, you forget your goals. And when you forget your goals, your time is going, years are going, life is going. So your life don't get wasted. So your plans don't get wasted. You must keep your goals in your mind, your eyes, your ears, somewhere, so your life don't get wasted. So your goals don't get wasted. You must use the safe goals. Use the safe goals tactics to accomplish big things. Thank you for that question. So, Unique, what is SAF? I don't understand what that means. I don't know what that means. Just in case you want to say something. I don't know what SAF means. Sorry. Just in case you want to say something, you can put it on for another 1 minute. Then we'll end this chat. Then now next Zoom meeting, next meeting is going to be on Zoom, because it's obvious YouTube delayed us a lot today, and I was stressed out on YouTube. My camera is not even bright on YouTube. So Zoom is going to do a good job for us. I believe so. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Practice what I have taught you. Draft a vision board of about 5 to 10 goals from July to December. Don't say it doesn't matter. The most important thing here is application. Apply it, it matters. Thank you so much, and see you in the next masterclass. Bye.